If you drive an automobile, you absolutely have to know this about how insurance is changing in the next year.
So the fundamental changes are in every automobile policy right now in Ontario, we have something called standard accident benefits. Accident benefits are a coverage for when you're seriously injured in an accident. Now, they do come into place catastrophically or different than just regular.
The interesting thing about insurance is most people don't really know what they're covered for.
Yes.
You're paying a fortune. You signed up because you got the cheapest monthly rate. But this is critical for people to understand because when you get in a car accident and you can't work, right? How are you going to pay your bills? Now in Ontario, there was a standard rate of what's called income replacement benefits, meaning if you're driving a car and you get injured and you can't work, your own insurance is going to pay you income replacement benefits, right? And that was part of every insurance policy. But in 2026, the insurance companies have pulled a beautiful strategic move with the government in that they've changed the rules so that that is not included now in every policy. You actually have to order it as additional benefits. Is that right?
Yep. And we always had the option to increase the benefits that we had as a standard policy now. So, for example, your standard income replacement benefits for $400 per week. We could have increased them to $600, $800, or $1,000 per week, depending on your actual income right now. So that benefit is going away completely.
Why this is really important to people in general is $400 a week is not a lot, but it's something, right? And especially for people who don't have a huge income, it's something. Now, if you pay for additional benefits, you can get $1,000 a week income replacement benefits. As a lawyer, why that is so important is when you're injured and you can't work, you need to pay the bills. Income replacement benefits helped you survive while I bring the lawsuit to sue the bastard that hit you, cut you off, was drinking and driving, was speeding, right? Who was negligent.
In the meantime.
In the meantime, right? Because that's called the tort element. That's the lawsuit that I bring later. The income replacement benefits help the person survive until I can get the big settlement that pays them what they need. Why this is brilliant from the insurance companies is by working with the government and the insurance regulations, now that it's not in every policy, what do you think is going to happen to people who get injured and don't have an income?
They're going to go on government assistance.
Or they're going to have to settle quicker.
Yes.
They're going to have to settle quicker and they're going to settle for a lower amount.
Cost the insurance companies less.
That's the beautiful strategy, right? Is that if you don't have any income replacement benefits and you can't pay your bills, you can't wait for the 2 to 3 years that they make this go until settlement. So you're going to take what I call a compromise settlement. You're going to take way less than you could have got because you can't pay your mortgage.
Of course.
Or you're losing your house. They know it. That's what these billion-dollar companies are doing. What is a solution that people can do to protect themselves in this case?
So I think you have to speak to an informed broker first and foremost because there's...
Insurance broker.
Yes, insurance broker, Because there's a lot of brokers out there right now that don't explain what the standard benefits are. And I have a lot of people that call me and they're like, and I'm going through the coverages and I ask them, would you like any increased medical accident benefits or standard? They're like, what is that? They've had insurance for 20 years and they don't know what it is.
If there's one thing I can get across to people is there are some expenses in your household that you don't like paying. One of them is insurance. Because when you don't need it, it's just a pain in the ass. But when you need that insurance, I can't tell you how many people come into my office and they're about to go bankrupt or they can't do what they want to do. And the type of insurance you have is life and death at that point. And if you don't have the right if you don't have the right automobile insurance, you're screwed. Right? And that's why going to a good broker like yourself is critical because you need to know what you're buying. And some brokers will just sell you the cheapest policy because it's easy. Sometimes they get a higher percentage for selling a cheaper one because it's not covering as much. Right? How do you, when somebody comes into you, how do you make sure that people don't get into this position?
I go over the coverages with them. Personally, I go through all the coverages. If they don't know what accident benefits are, I will explain to them what they are and I give them the options of what they need to increase. Sometimes you don't want to increase the caregiver or let's say the death and funeral, but I do always suggest the medical rehab and attendant care and the income replacement because I think those are two of the most important coverages.
Caution people is if you're buying your insurance online or through somebody you don't know, that person or computer program selling you the insurance doesn't know your personal circumstance, doesn't really care. And there are like hundreds of separate clauses in that long document that nobody reads that are critical to protecting your family. So having somebody like you who actually takes the time to get to know the family, they help put together the insurance coverage you need and then find you the policy that's best for you. But too often it's a price game. People just say, that's the cheapest, I'll do it, I have the coverage. And the devastation that creates, when you need insurance is unbelievable. It's catastrophic. It's critical.
Yep. And I will say that right now the insurance is mainly driven by price. And, in the day and age we are, the climate that we're in right now, everybody's looking for the cheapest price, everyone. And I think with the changes that are coming to these benefits, it's no longer a must have in your policy. So people are going to opt out. They're not going to choose to buy them.
But they don't understand that by not buying those additional benefits, the insurance companies are having a dance party.
Yeah.
Because they have the top actuarial mathematicians working to figure out what the best way to make a profit is, and they make billions of dollars a year. And the extra $20 for additional benefits a month is the difference between success and failure with your family. They don't want you to buy it.
Yeah.
And that's why you need a broker who encourages you to buy it, even if it's a little bit of a stress, because you will never regret it if anything happens. The other thing people have to pay attention to, I know you don't do it because you're thorough and you're with them, but I'm telling you, there's way more lawsuits these days where when people get in an accident and they don't have the coverage or the benefits, right? We're actually suing the brokers.
Errors and omissions.
The errors and omissions. So if a broker is actually obligated to tell you what the risk reward is for not doing this or not, and if they don't document that they offered you to buy these additional benefits, and then you end up in a situation where you're injured and you have nothing, you can sometimes sue the insurance broker. So what do you do to make sure that you kind of cover all the bases for the client and for you?
So I go over each of the benefits. We also have a sign-off sheet when I do the application. So it gives them further in-depth information about the benefits that they have to sign off saying they decline them. I also talk to clients about their work benefits, because sometimes their work benefits will cover them in these cases. So sometimes they only need certain increases. They don't need all of them. So we go over the coverages very detailed. I often tell people, I don't want to take you over to my side if I'm giving you less coverage than you currently have.
Yeah, and that's what a cool professional does. You're not just in it for the sale. If somebody has a better deal than you can get, you're like, stay there.
Yeah.
But what I can tell people is you need to know more about insurance. Insurance is the thing that protects your house, it protects your car, it protects you from liability, and it protects you and your loved ones if you get hurt. And if you're not dealing with somebody who cares enough to ask you the right question and who knows you, you can be totally screwed.
Yeah.
So what does it cost for somebody to go over their insurance coverage with you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
So I could just call you up right now, send you my policy, you'll do an interview, and you'll tell me if you think it's good or not?
Yep. I even review other people's quotes. If I get somebody coming to me and asking me for a quote and they say, well, I got a quote with CAA, who I was quoting with them with as well. They're like, they're cheaper than you are. Why is that? You guys should be the same. And I say, well, you know what? Just send it over to me. I'll take a look at it. I'll let you know if anything is missing, basically. And there's no charge for that. I like to help people.
That's why you are the famous insurancemom.com. Thank you for sharing this information with the audience. Good luck to you. And if anybody has any questions, reach out to Ashley. How do they get in touch with you, Ashley?
They can email me or they can reach out through TikTok or Facebook. On TikTok, I'm the Insurance Mom. And Facebook, it's Ashley Dack Insurance Broker.
And your email?
ARDAC@all-risks.com.